The interactive report is one of the most important tools in business analysis. Here we can see a well-known Ranet Analytics table with the help of what the user can easily and fast build these interactive reports. But often there can be a situation when the user cannot proceed without any programmer or business analyst. In this case, analytical report template enhance the possibilities of employees responsible for analytical report design. These templates use the most popular analytical methods and allows its fast implementation in your analytical report. We have implemented the following analysis: ABC, ABC XYZ, comparison and variance, objective rating, and cross-tabulation. And now let's have a look on what the template is with the help of ABC analysis. Here you can see a design screen where you can maintain and set up all necessary instances and settings of the report. The user selects an analysis object, the dimension or the hierarchy level of the cube, and after it, he can select all necessary measures which he wants to add to the result report. Measures can be added as much as needed times. In the measure settings, the user can maintain the several parameters, and one of them is main checkbox, based on what the report is built and the initial data is sorted, and etc. User can set up additional fields for each measure, such as weight, trend, better is more, better is less, normative value, with which you can compare the current value, and the role, if you want to somehow know this parameter in complex algorithms. For example, amount, quantity, and price. After all measures are set up, the user can define data receiving rules, such as all hierarchy elements or all level elements, on the listed elements, or on the selected elements. In this case, the user can select specific elements and set up a setting, a parameter, which will exclude all selected members. Also, the user can handle scenarios with empty data, with zero data, or with negative data, with minus values. Moreover, the user can set up the appearance of the result. For example, how many values will be on a head section, in a tail section, any value range. Also, how to handle aggregates for the displayed sets, how to handle aggregates for the elements which are not in the displayed set, any sorting settings, and etc. So, this is the way how we set up our template. Template can be saved with its specific name. We already have our saved template. Now let's upload it and show what we got. The report based on template is built in well-known view for the user. It forms user calculations, and based on these calculations, the report structure is built. Here we can see already formed ABC analysis report based on subcategories. We can see categories. They are classified on base measure. We can see rank. We can see also classification based on the groups, and etc. Now let's have a look on other indicators, on other columns which are included in a report, which are also classified. For example, combined group based on 3 indicators. What is important here? In report design, all user calculations are generated in a such way for the user that it is comfortable to work with. For example, user calculations name includes the name of hierarchy or the name of level with which it is linked. It makes easier to design our report. Currently, for example, let's easily have a look on category A without any changes in our report structure. We can easily switch between different classes of our sets. Also, we can have a look on our initial set, which was before filtering. Moreover, we can have a look other elements if there are some, but currently they aren't. Moreover, we can have a look on aggregated indicators of our set, which is included in the report, or some statistic indicators based on groups. These are distributed elements based on groups, based also on our ABC XYZ classification settings. Well, the next template is ABC XYZ analysis. We also will take already prepared template. Here we have another element which is related to the time, because XYZ analysis is linked with the stabilization process. We analyze months and periods. Therefore, we can define period comparison, and also we have a possibility to work with parallel periods. We can take period amount towards or backwards to compare the current value with it. Also, we can define a result appearance, and also we can set up positive and negative deviations colors. There is an important thing we should mention. If the user has a trend defined, then colors can be different and the colors can be linked, can be related to this trend, to this setting. Here we can see a report which is linked with XYZ classification. We see integrated classification, variation factor, classification of group XYZ, of group A, combined values. Also, there is a sparkline element for user to fast analyze the dynamic of the indicator. Also, all of these can be implemented for all indicators and columns included to the report, and after it, on a time axis, we can analyze the dynamic of the indicators on the month period. We see indicator, its value for the previous months, its value for the period defined with the shift, next indicator, its value, and so on, and etc. That's the way how we get our reports. And like in previous template, like in previous case, user can easily take and analyze some specific group, for example, X or Y. Moreover, the user can have a look on group statistics, which is linked with the base measure. We can see A group, its distribution, XYZ group, the amount of elements, its volume, and etc. And another important point which should be shown with the help of XYZ analysis. All indicators in the report are displayed with the help of format settings of the cube. User styles are not so often to use, that's why all color settings easily exports to the Excel. And you will be able to see most likely the same report but in Excel and except spark lines. You should just remove them and the report is ready to use and ready to proceed with. Another interesting type of report is comparison analysis report. This is a very important thing in data analysis, but it is hard for user to implement because to define all comparison criteria and then implement them correctly inside the request, the user should do a lot of work. With the help of the designer, it all takes a few seconds. The user chooses the dimension for the analysis and set up a comparison criteria. He could just add another criteria. He select hierarchy and set up by selecting what he wants to see and to compare with. If the user decides to exclude this criteria from the analysis, he could just deselect it in this window. You can define the names for the criteria, which will give the important information for the user of what does this criteria mean. And now let's open our report. We see the report which displays the comparison analysis report. We see our base indicator. We see the indicator which we compare with the base one, the deviation, the percent of deviation, positive and negative deviations. And due to the fact that our indicators have roles defined, that's why we see the following columns such as quantity, price. And therefore, we are able to see that this indicator felt in a quantity but grew up in a price. Moreover, we are able to see the rank of the specific object of the analysis in base period and in set in which we compare, and see the dynamic of the rank changing. Another type of report is objective ratings, which is similar to ABC XYZ analysis because there all stuff is also going around the ratings. But here we have already implemented integral rating algorithms. Integral rating implements so-called Hamburg's bill. Its algorithm described, and we can have a look on it in customs calculation window. We can see how the estimated rating forms for each period, for each indicator which is included in our report. Also, we can see how does the Hamburg's bill rating forms an objective rating, and also there is a rating which forms based on rank. Another important thing which is implemented here is the possibility to describe additionally calculated cells. Using this functionality, user or developer or business analyst can describe a heat map. Also, there are a lot of settings and sets which user can configure, and with the help of what user can build reports easily and with comfort. And a simple variant, just cross table, which is similar to a consolidated table, which is well known to the user. But here there is a possibility to configure to set up the appearance and the aggregates which we want to see. For rows and columns. Let's open it. And also, by the way, there are spark lines implemented because if we want to use periods, it helps us with better understanding of the report. Well, these are all our templates. Let's briefly have a look on general settings. What is important here? For the indicators included in the report, classification groups can be configured, methods of the analysis can be selected, strategies, by analogy with X, Y, Z. Colors can be also defined here. Settings can be saved, and a report can be saved with a specific name, as mentioned. That is what we've got. And thank you for the listening.